you have to make sure that your social media is ready if you're expecting bad weather, because if snow comes or ice or whatever it happens to be and the power goes out, you are not going to have access to creating your content, to posting your content, to doing all these things. And it can be a real hindrance to running your business, especially if there's emergency situations surrounding it and you do not have the ability to post from your phone. So let's get your social media ready. Right now, I am expecting a really bad storm after 3 days ago being in shorts playing outside with my puppies. So I'm doing this right now too. So when it comes to the power potentially going out, you don't know if it's going to be a couple of hours, a couple of days, a couple of weeks. I have experienced that in the middle of winter with no heat for 2 weeks. So you have to make sure you have enough ready to go to sustain your business for that amount of time. So first things first, I need you to sit down and make a list of the bare minimum that you need to get out. If you're thinking it's going to be potentially a long time before the power comes back on, I need you to kind of space out some of your posts and overestimate how much you need. So if you post daily and you think it could potentially be out for a week or maybe a little longer, I want you to create enough content to go over that amount of time. And then I want you to space that content out. So maybe you don't need to post every day, maybe every other day, but have the content ready to go. So you need to figure out what you're going to need to cover. Your YouTube, your TikTok, your Instagram, your Flip, your whatever it happens to be, you need to have those things ready. Now, if you can create all of that content in advance and schedule it, that is going to be a game changer for you. So if you have the ability to go in and schedule your YouTube videos, good. If you have the ability to schedule TikTok or Instagram or any of those places, go for it. That way you don't have to deal with it. If your power goes out and you're living off of your phone, but your data's not connecting to the towers and all the things, it could potentially be hard for you to post. So I want you to schedule as much as possible and then show up on your phone to be in the comments to show the algorithm you're actively engaged with your audience. So if you can schedule things, that's going to be really helpful. If there are things you can't schedule or you choose not to schedule, so for me, I schedule on my YouTube channel. I do not schedule my Instagram or my TikToks. I do those all by hand. And so I will send all those files to my phone. So I create on my computer and then I send them over to my phone so that they're there and ready to go. That also includes the video files, any photos or graphics I need to be posting, any thumbnails for my videos, any captions I'm writing in the notes, so I don't have to sit there and thumb my way through typing out a bunch of captions. I want everything as ready to go as possible, scheduled if I can, and ready to copy paste and just pop right up on my phone if I want to do it live in real time. So I need to make sure I have my content figured out. I need to film, edit, create whatever I need to do with that content, and then I need to get it to a place where I can get it online even if my power is down. And that means sending it to my phone or scheduling it inside of YouTube, etc. You want to make sure that you have everything ready to go so when something happens, you are fully prepared. Like I said with this last storm a couple of weeks ago, we had a ton of ice and it brought down a bunch of trees right on the fence in my front yard where my dogs play. So we got up that morning and we had trees in my yard where they weren't supposed to be and fence pieces mangled to the ground. At that point, I did not have time to post. I was dealing with an emergency. And so things that are already ready to go and things that are already scheduled are going to be helpful. Now, remember, your priority is your safety and your well-being. Your business will be okay if you have other things that you absolutely have to do. But you want to be prepared so you don't have to think about it. And because I spent an entire day trying to fix all of the emergency things that happened last time, I was able to then go into my phone, copy and paste the commentary, the caption that I had already created with my hashtags and all those things. And I was able to take 10 seconds, 15 seconds and push them out to TikTok, push them out to Instagram, get them up where I needed them to be without having to stress about it, but still getting it done. So the more work you can do in advance, the better you're going to be. So you want to make sure you also have a list of evergreen content, because if it comes up a little last minute, if you weren't really expecting a snowstorm, an ice storm, a hurricane, or whatever, you are going to be scrambling to get things done. So this is just a good general practice overall in case of any kind of emergency, a health emergency, you get to go on vacation emergency, a weather emergency. You want to make sure you have a list of evergreen content that you can pull from so that you don't have to start sitting there and thinking of topics. What can I say? What can I do? What can I post? I can't think of the things that I need to do because I'm so busy trying to prepare for the oncoming weather. So have a list of basic topics so that you can just knock things out. Now, if you can film some of these in advance, even better. Even better if you can get evergreen YouTube content and just store it away. Store it in your Instagram, store it in your TikTok. And I like to put things in drafts on Instagram or TikTok, but don't rely on that because sometimes they get deleted. So have those files on your phone in a special folder ready to go. If you can do this way in advance, so if you're seeing this and you're not expecting weather right now, baby, this is your sign to get things handled so you don't have to worry about it and you don't have to rush with this when something comes up. If you are watching this in the middle of an emergency or an impending emergency, whatever you can do, baby. It is not that important. It is not that stressful. As long as you're creating some stuff and getting it out there, that's great. But that evergreen list is going to make it easier for you to pull from. So think of that for the future as well. With that in mind, you just want to make sure you're spacing things out. So if you think you're going to run out of content or you don't have time to make a bunch of content, do what you can, space that out. And then if you have the ability to, lean heavily into your stories, your Instagram stories, even your TikTok stories. Having those real-time little clips that only last for 24 hours means you're there, you're responding to people, you're engaged with people, but it's not as high-end, it's not high-quality production, all of those things to make it a little bit easier and less stressful for you. And then just give people a heads up in your stories. This doesn't have to be like a huge channel announcement. In your stories, let people know we have impending weather. This could potentially happen. If you don't hear from me, that's all it is. I'm here, but I'm dealing with the weather type things. Keep people aware, and they're going to work strongly with you to be there for you, to watch your content, all of those things. Now, there are a lot of other things that you can do to prepare for this, but I want to hear your tips. So get into the comments. Let me know, what do you do to get ready for this extreme weather or emergencies, things that are going to take you away from the day-to-day routine of your business. Let me know in the comments below, and we'll see you in the upcoming episodes. And P.S., if you are expecting that weather coming your way, be safe, be smart, and be social as an afterthought, because I need you to focus on you and taking care of your people before your social media.